CPI came in light, market is reacting. I think we sell off anyway, but I'm just an asshole bear. What do I know? So we have some action today where Bitcoin's been rising like sort of the last whole 24 hours. Last night I did a couple orders in Japan, but a bunch of other things came up, so I didn't get a chance to go live again. Sorry about that. But yeah, I traded a little Toyota, a little Sony. Look, I mean, I'm not a macro guy, but a couple things I'll say about CPI. It is backward looking. Tariffs are inflationary. There's some debate on Godel was whether they're transitory or not, but certainly while tariffs are in effect, they make prices go up. I saw some freighting guys saying, this is all going to get passed through. So we get this increase in prices, which are, in essence, a tax. I traded Toyota and Sony, 7203, 6758. Those are the two tickers in Japan. I like trading Nintendo out there too. I didn't trade any Nintendo. The Rigetti and IonQ executives sold all their stock. The CTO of Rigetti dumped everything, and the CEO of IonQ dumped everything. So Peter Chapman was kind of a curious character in the first place. I don't know. CPI is not, that interesting. I think it's one of many measures of economic activity and, economic sort of status. Valuations are still kind of incredibly bad. So it's very hard to say, okay, CPI is light, so I'm going to buy Walmart and Costco at 40 times earnings with no growth. That's sort of a tough thing to do. And there's plenty of other reasons to sort of be cautious or be bearish. So I don't know if we get a big rally today or not, but I think that the fundamental issues of the stock market are the prices that went up too high too fast, and the earnings have to catch up. Look, day to day is sort of you're gonna see all kinds of gyrations, but the fact of the matter is, peak to trough, INQ and Rigetti have dropped 60 something percent, and they'll continue to drop till they hit zero. But day to day, you'll have all kinds of back and forth. Yeah, the PE ratios, the valuation ratios, they're all out of control. I mean, there's really nothing that could save the market other than massive earnings growth. And I mean massive earnings growth. Nvidia is doing that, but the rest of the market's pretty tepid. I mean, there's no great product cycles. Microsoft is doing well too. Give them credit. But certainly Google, Amazon, I guess we are getting decent earnings growth, but, tech is only part of the market. And, most of the same narratives that we're talking about don't change at all. For example, NVIDIA the AI bubble has to continue. Yeah, it is New York Islanders. It is. It's on the screens folder. So it's models in my GitHub and then screens. And you can see this, one of my favorite kind of home base files to look at is the largest market cap list. And I've edited it a little bit here. So again, I think we get a sell-off. I think this is an opportunity to sell off. I think there's a lot of concern about tariffs. There's a lot of concern about valuations. There's a lot of concern about AI and the continued growth of AI, whether that's going to continue and fuel NVIDIA or not. I do think it fuels the bigger software companies. But, we'll have to see. I think that, the Goldilocks thesis is reasonable. We are in a bit of a Goldilocks environment. So Roche has some news. NI Roche, and I see the Roche news. Very simple. Zealand and Roche enter $5.3 billion collaboration. The question on these collaborations is how much cash got sent day one. That's the real question. 1.6 billion up front. Wow. That's insane. And that's for a long-acting amylin analog. The long-acting amylin analog from Novo sort of disappointed people, so AbbVie and Roche are doing one too. I do think we sell off today. I mean, I'm a contrarian. I'm sort of digging in my bear thesis here, so it would be very surprising. It would surprise most people, but that's why I'm making that surprise prediction. So we'll see what happens. Except that I can be quite wrong. So we'll do a D-Wave quarterly preview at some point. It's just such a dog company that I'm not sure it makes a difference if they, unless they have a really good quarter, I don't see how it can matter, but let's take a look. Okay. So, they have a really hard comp. So last year they did 3 in the quarter. It's like really kind of a lumpy business. It's not like Rigetti and these other guys. Like, I'm not sure where they're gonna come out here. They're not really conventional. They're not really quantum. That's the reason. They're not quantum. There's just, yeah. It's such a fucked kind of like product nobody wants, and that's why the revenue's been flat for years. They just sort of sucker people into buying it. That's a good point, Tebow. We should do that. I like that idea a lot. I'll bring that up in our meeting today.